The PlayStation 3 has been blessed with some spectacular horror titles, and they've been wildly successful throughout its run, from sequels to established franchises to all new entries into the field of scary games. However, the PS3 also had some interesting horror games, which unfortunately are lesser known compared to the rest. For that reason, I'm going to show you in this video, the 10 best underrated horror games on PS3. But before continuing, check your subscription here on the channel, activate the bell, leave your like, and let's go to the video. Lone Survivor, the director's cut, is a 2013 port of the survival horror game, original 2D sidebar from 2012. Lone Survivor, after an illness turned most people into dangerous monsters, an unnamed man in a surgical mask has locked himself in an apartment suite. As your resources and sanity are dwindling, however, he decides to search the apartment complex to find more supplies, survivors, and a way out. With an engaging story and multiple endings, players will want to keep coming back to this immersive experience. The Duology of Darkness. Based on the long-running comic book series of the same name, 2007's The Darkness, and 2012's The Darkness are horror-based FPS games revolving around a mob hitman named Jackie Estacado. On his 21st birthday, Jackie gains the power of the Darkness, which is a demonic force that has been linked to his family for generations. Along with the regular assortment of weapons, the player can unlock special powers that the Darkness can use to fight enemies and move objects. Even though the gameplay can be difficult at times, both games have unique art styles, detailed environments, and engaging stories.
Festers within you. I gave you a gift. I can take it away.
Condemned 2, Bloodshot is a 2008 psychological survival horror game featuring melee combat. Taking place almost a year after the events of the original 2005 game, Condemned: Criminal Origins.
Nothing like this, though.
Players once again control Ethan Thomas, who has resigned from the FBI's serial crime unit following the events of the previous game. But when his mentor Malcolm Van Horn is murdered, Ethan is forcibly recruited to investigate the case. While the differences between the original and this sequel alienated some fans, the game does introduce many interesting gameplay features such as deeper investigation mechanics, the ability to fight using fists, and Ethan's gruesome hallucinations. Directed by Kotsura Hoshino, Katarina is a 2011 puzzle horror game that follows a journalist named Vincent Brooks who is caught in a love triangle between his girlfriend Catherine and his new love interest Catherine. At night, he is also having recurring supernatural nightmares where he must climb crumbling towers to avoid dying. Depending on the player's choices, they will receive one of several different endings. While this game and its 2019 expansion, Catherine, Full Body, appear shallow on the surface, they both explore mature themes such as cheating, career burnout, growing up, and the vulnerabilities of commitment. Also, Katarina has a beautiful visual art style that players will want to witness. Created by Radical Entertainment, Prototype is a 2009 open-world action-adventure game with horror elements set in Manhattan. The game follows an amnesiac shapeshifter named Alex Mercer, who must find a way to stop a virus known as Blacklight that turns people into monsters, and uncover his lost past. Like most open-world superhero games, Alex's super strength, speed, and durability allow him to climb, jump, and slide around town, which always looks like fun to do. But Prototype and the 2012 sequel Prototype 2 set themselves apart by allowing players to consume characters to gain their appearance and abilities. Along with Alex being able to shape his body into different weapons, the action is packed with interesting mechanics. Directed by Keiichiro Toyama, who is also the creator of the Silent Hill franchise, Siren, Blood Curse is a 2008 survival horror stealth game, and the third installment in the Siren series. Created as a retelling of the first one, this game mainly follows several individuals who get trapped in a time loop, after arriving in the remote village of Hanuda, Japan. Inside the village, the characters have to deal with undead creatures known as Shibito. Similar to previous Siren games, players must sight jack or see through another character's eyes to solve puzzles and progress. Although the game uses plot maps and levels similar to the original, this title introduces new characters and some gameplay improvements. With an excellently spooky soundtrack by award-winning composer Hitomi Shimizu and gorgeous lighting effects, the game stands out in its own right despite being a remake of an older title.
射殺します。
Hey, wait, what are you... Ah! Shit! No way.
Written by Goichi Suda, who created the cel-shaded No More Heroes series, produced by Shinji Mikami, who created the Resident Evil franchise, and featuring music by Akira Yamaka, who composed the music for the Silent Hill series. Shadows of the Damned is a 2011 action horror game that follows a demon hunter named Garcia Hotspur. After his girlfriend, Paula, is kidnapped by the Lord of Demons, Fleming, Garcia goes to the demon realm to rescue her. With the help of his sidekick named Johnson, who can transform into various weapons, Garcia explores the underworld and defeats various enemies. While the developer has stripped away many of the interesting ideas from Suda 51's original concept, these creators' unique artistic flavors still shine through, and the gameplay is fun enough to play through. Released in 2010, Singularity is a science fiction FPS game where Captain Nathaniel Renko, who is part of a group of US Recon Marines, goes to investigate an uninhabited island called Katorga 12. When their helicopter is hit by an electromagnetic pulse, the team crash lands on the island, and Renko somehow travels back in time to 1955 and saves a scientist named Nikolai Demichev. Once he returns to the present, he discovers that Demichev now rules the world, and Renko must now use a time manipulation device, in order to save the world and obtain one of the 3 endings. Though largely overlooked, the unique and fun gameplay mechanics make it almost as good as some of the best horror FPS games. Players can make enemies age, freeze them in place, and turn them into mutants, and several puzzles require players to reverse time to fix broken objects.
Evacuate immediately.
No, I won't let you.
Помогите! Я не могу поднять голову!
Similar to the Disaster Report series, Hydrophobia Prophecy is an action-adventure game, where the horror stems primarily from trying to survive dangerous environments. Because of widespread flooding, poverty and famine, a terrorist group known as the Malthusians bombs a luxury cruise ship, called the Queen of the World, to reduce the world's population. The protagonist, a systems engineer named Kate Wilson, must now try to navigate the sinking ship while also trying to stop the terrorists from completing their plans. Though created as the first installment in a trilogy, the developers went bankrupt, so sequels will likely never be made. This short experience is worth it, however, because of the game's realistic water mechanics and well-made graphics.
From there. Go, quickly!
Okay, but what about you? Are you okay? How could they hack the system without us knowing?
They couldn't. That's what worries me. Right. Download the hack program from the central console.
Officer, I need to use that console. Hey!
Another game that should receive a sequel someday is the 2012 survival horror game I Am Alive.
I don't think anyone really knows.
After a cataclysmic event that killed most of the population and reduced the towns to rubble, the unnamed male protagonist returns to his hometown of Haventon to try to find his wife and daughter. Instead, he ends up helping another young woman and her mother reunite and escape the city. Despite the lack of world-building and engaging narratives, the game stood out for having a realistic post-apocalyptic atmosphere with an ordinary guy trying to survive. The game also has some unique gameplay mechanics, such as players being able to intimidate enemies by pointing a gun at them, or fooling them into thinking that the protagonist has surrendered, so that he can attack them when they get close enough.
Good luck. May God be with you.
It's your lucky day.
You're gonna die.
It took me a year to get back to the city. Maybe, just maybe, my family will still be there.
Speak player, did you already know some of these PS3 games? Leave your comment below. Also leave your like, and don't forget to check your subscription, and turn on the notification bell, to receive more videos like this firsthand. More videos from the channel are showing on the screen that you will surely like. See you there, see you later.